Alright guys, I'll turn the music down, hold on. So, we had a very successful morning. It started out kind of slow. I fished some largemouth stuff to see to get a limit, because I honestly didn't know what to expect out of my smallmouth stuff, just because I wasn't getting a ton of bites. But I knew the area that I had big fish. I did know that. And so I fished some largemouth stuff. Didn't do any good. Never caught one. I caught a catfish, which obviously is the wrong species. But we went to our smallmouth stuff. Spent about 2 hours there. And it's an Ohio waters only Lake Erie tournament. So generally speaking, it takes a lot less to win over here than it does in Canada. Like a lot less. Like 18 pounds here normally will win. 19 sometimes. It'll be 20 occasionally, especially in the summer. Now in the spring, it's a different story, but spring or fall. But right now, it's yeah, 18 pounds is a heck of a day. And we got 2206. So I'd say we exceeded our expectations. And I spent about 2 hours in my first area. And I honestly didn't even make it to my other stuff. I've got a couple other places that got a lot of fish on them. They're a little hit or miss sometimes on if they want to bite, but so anyways, it was a very good day. I started heading back in. I've just been taking care of my fish. I scanned some stuff. I just working my way back into the ramp here. It's like about an hour and a half before weigh-in, I think. Right now I'm sitting outside of Sandusky Bay, just retying some baits for tomorrow, getting my boat taken care of, and we're just chilling, taking a little rest, revamping, and there's not a whole lot I can do. I didn't want to catch any more. 22 pounds is probably going to put us very close to the top, if not leading. So I didn't want to burn up our fish, and we will see how it goes, because it was definitely good today. So we will hammer down tomorrow, and hopefully we can sorry, bug on the screen. Hopefully we can catch them just as good tomorrow. So we will get these videos to you soon, and wish me luck tomorrow, and hopefully you guys get to tag along as long as my GoPro works. Alright guys, starting on our first spot here, at least smallmouth spot. Get some other largemouth spots in the morning, as I said in the previous video. Little clip there. Didn't do any good, but got out here, took about half hour, got a bite. Pretty good one to start, probably 4.5 pounder. I actually only caught 5 off this spot, first day of the tournament. But they were the right 5, so I was there for 2 hours, caught 5 fish. At about 22 pounds. So, I fast forwarded this little section here just because, man, some of these fish were fighting so long. I didn't want to let you guys have to sit through all that. But especially this one, man, it fought forever. It felt like it chased me around the boat multiple times. Yes. Yeah, so where we're at now, so it's actually the same fish I caught in practice, at least I think. It's off the exact same waypoint, had the exact same tail markings, looked the exact same. Very weird. So this tournament, which I didn't preface at the beginning, this is a TBF State Championship tournament. I believe it was in July of 2024. So it's been about 8 months or so. But caught everything on a drop shot, just with a flatworm, a little Gamakatsu, G-finess, drop shot hook, size 2, and medium light rod, 10-pound test gold label line, with a backing for the braid was 10-pound test Seaguar Smackdown braid. I believe it was in stealth gray. It could have been the green color, which is a flash green. Now I was just throwing a flatworm. Not gonna hide anything from you. You can see the purple package laying on the front deck there. So all the other rods on the front deck were either backup drop shot rods or rods I had laid out for largemouth fishing. So here's a second fish. This is probably a 4-pounder. This was actually one of my smaller ones that I weighed in. It's still a darn good fish. We had a blessed day on the water that day, how calm it was for the Great Lakes. Boat traffic was horrific on the way back, but made it work, no problems.
That's bigger. That's 4.5.
So I believe this is my big one. Weighed 580 or 590, something like that. I can't remember. It was a big one. Real big fish, especially for Ohio waters. Absolute giant for July in Ohio waters. Peeling dry. All these fish were really important.
Got an absolute
We're not
giant,
getting
guys.
any bites. I got
this fish.
very few bites in practice. Very few bites in the tournament. And every fish I hooked was very important. The second day of the tournament, I never did get any footage of. But it was a grind. I lost a giant first thing in the morning off the same area. And I fished 3 hours without another bite. And I don't know if I think they just moved. But I couldn't find them. But I ended up moving around and finally running into a few fish. Got 4 keepers. And I was lucky enough. I had a 7-pound lead going into day 2. So I still ended up winning by about 3 pounds. But I was very, very fortunate to catch what I had the first day. That kind of carried me through both days. Hindsight's 20/20, but I probably should have went largemouth fishing in the morning, day 2, to try to get a win first, just with how tough it had been. And then went out there and spent the rest of the day. But living life. I kind of just wanted to let this one go, show you how long these fish were fighting. This is a big fish. These fish, for some reason, this week, and where I was at, man, they just did not give up like at all. It's a little easier for me with the net to land them off the back of it. It's a little closer to the water.
Oh my god.
As you can tell, I was pretty excited about this one.
5-pounder. Maybe 6. Absolute giant. Oh my god, he came off the net.
Yeah, I thought he came off the net. He actually did. The hook just went through the hole and then right back into the net. But it took me a little bit to get him unhooked. Big fish, though. I mean, 580 in Ohio waters is pretty good. I think I've won big bass with that fish, actually. 590 maybe, I don't remember. It was a big one.
Look at that tank.
So here's my third fish. This is when I really was like, man, or this is actually, no, I'm sorry, this is been my fourth fish. And this is when I was like, and this actually happened. I was pretty excited. This wasn't too long after I caught that big one, maybe 15 minutes, I'd say, after I caught that big one. Another solid fish. At this point, I was like, man, if I've got the rest of the day, oh man, I catch one more after this. These guys are in trouble. I was like, I knew how tough it had been fishing. So somebody's gonna have to really work, you know, and really land on them to catch that much weight. Which we all have those days, you know, where you feel like nothing you can go wrong. It's just one of them days. It's a good day. Man, I had to take really good care of these fish. That's why it took so long getting back to the ramp, just scanning some stuff, taking care of them, and icing them. Super important because, man, that water was hot. And had to fizz them all and keep ice on there and G-juice and all that above. So I kind of zoomed this forward and made this, you know, fast forward a little bit here, sped this up so you guys could see. I literally put that fish in the box and retied my bait, hop back on the trolling motor for a second, and it was 2 or 3 casts later. Caught my fit.
They smell it.
Took a little deep breath there. I knew this one would seal it, at least for the day, and I'd be working my way back to the ramp or practicing. I was pretty far from the ramp where I was at. It was Ohio waters only. I was still a very good ways away from the ramp where I was fishing. Another really big fish. Yeah, so anyways, thank you guys for watching. That's kind of the end of it. We're going to do a little clip that shows you
We're done.
the fish that I weighed in, but thanks
To
for
the ramp.
watching.